Hi there, it's Paul from Wolf Software Systems, and right now I'm staring at Wolfstack running on an IBM power server. Thank you so much to IBM for letting us play with one of these. Obviously, the IBM power server is RISC based, so it's not. So we had to write special script to actually install it because we had to install the dependencies. And so, but I've got a Debian. This is a container running Debian. Okay, basically on an IBM power server. So it's an x86 container running on a RISC processor. So that's really cool. You can see that it just doesn't use anything at all. So I've got Docker running as well, without any kind of problem. The only thing we have got a problem with is the App Store, and we're not sure why that is, but it may be because of the containers that we're trying to run. But we're going to be doing some work on that to try and find out, what the problem is. But when I can try and install it we'll just install it and see if it works. But for some reason, I don't know whether that's because I'm on a we're on a VPN or anything like that. Something's a bit weird with that. So we will solve that App Store problem, but it's not major. We're running Dockers and LXCs. I'll pop a virtual machine on it later. I mean, for those of you who don't know what Wolfstack is, it's basically years of frustration with other programs, and I just built one thing that does it all. Like, you can build public status pages. In fact, there's one that's got status unknown, and I'm just edit it. Look, I put some random image. Where's the image? Public thing, forest, local. I haven't actually included any monitors on it. That's good, isn't it? I was too excited to actually include a monitor on it. So yeah, there's lots of things here, obviously, and there's a few little things to work out with it because it is a different platform to a standard x86. But we're also doing a lot with I've got to order some Raspberry Pis, so we're going to see what we can do with Raspberry Pis. I know there are people running a Wolfstack on Raspberry Pis. I mean, obviously this is just a single machine, but obviously we run some quite big. We've got quite a few clusters. We've actually got some Proxmox clusters because it's installed on top of Proxmox, and we've got some Wolfstack clusters that are native Wolfstack clusters, and it kind of manages all that stuff. So it's kind of good fun, but this is really cool. This is very, very cool. And actually, I am actually connected on a VPN into the IBM network right now. But yeah, I'm pretty excited to see Wolfstack running. And it is written in Rust, so we basically, when you install it, we use IBM setup.sh instead of the usual setup.sh, and it does compile the Rust right down to, it compiles it right down to for running on this processor. But you can see that all this stuff is using hardly any processors at all. 1.7 gigabytes. That's for all this stuff running. And it's in the States as well, so I'm actually in the UK, and we're using a tiny bit of disk space, 7 gig for everything installed. And you can see it's just like hammering away there. So there you go. Yeah, if you want to try Wolfstack, just go to wolfstack.org. You can download it. It's one line to install it. If you're installing on top of Proxmox, just install it on the central nodes, or you can just set up a VM and install it in a VM if you just want to try it. But it's designed really to be installed on the central nodes, and then what it does is it knows that it's on Proxmox. So like here, this is like a 6 node Proxmox cluster, so it knows it's running on Proxmox, so it'll do things in a Proxmoxy way. Whereas Wolfstack, obviously, it's native, so it'll run things in a Wolfstacky way. Doesn't make any sense at all, does it? But yeah, so I'm waffling a little bit, but I'm just really excited about using Wolfstack on an IBM Power server. Cool.